how to frame business questions for analytics before you write your SQL. Now, I'll be honest, early in my career, I made this mistake a lot where someone would ask a question like, hey, can you pull the customer churn numbers for last quarter? And I'll say, yes, sure, let me run the SQL query. The next thing you know, I'm 200 lines deep into SQL, joining five tables, Googling the get timestamps, and second guessing which status field actually defines churn. Eventually, I'd get some numbers, but the idea what the stakeholders actually needed, sometimes not exactly. And over time, I've realized that the real work starts before you touch SQL when you want to analyze data. If you want to do good analysis, not just to generate numbers, you have to get really, really good at framing the business questions properly upfront. Now, let me try to break it down on how I approach it. Now, not perfectly, but in a way that has saved me lots of painful back and forth. The first thing is don't take the question at face value. When someone asks, say for example, can you pull churn for last quarter? You see, that's not really the question. That's their first attempt to describe what they think that they need. So what I do is I usually follow up with something like, what are you using it for? Is this for a board report, or are you trying to diagnose something? Or do you need total churn, revenue churn, the voluntary versus involuntary churn? And most times they'll pause, and honestly, that pause is good because half of the time they haven't fully thought it through yet before asking me to do the analysis. Okay, so that is it. So very, very important. One. Now, second one is you need to translate the business question into an analytic question. Very, very easy. Very, very straightforward. Okay. Now, once you understand the intent of why that question, you need to rephrase it into something that is actually analytically clear. Say, for example, this is the business question. Is churn going up? A better analytic question would be, what is our customer churn over the past 4 quarters, segmented by their product tier with voluntary and involuntary churn separated? You see, that version tells you the time period, the segmentation key definitions, the segmentation, and then the key definitions. And now you have something that you can now actually query. Number three is get super clear or very, very clear on the definitions, because this is the part that tricks a lot of persons. Words like churn, active customer, revenue, they sound simple, but every business defines them slightly different. So I usually write down my working definitions before you start querying the data. For example, we are saying churn customers is equal to no active subscription as of month end, or not reactivated within 30 days. And we could say revenue is equal to total subscription fees excluding refunds and discounts. Sometimes I even send these definitions back to the stakeholder before I run anything. It saves so much pain